to CVM News at noon for this Tuesday, August 12, 2025. I'm Amoy Harriet. Thank you so much for joining us. Up first this afternoon, following the announcement of the September 3 election, the Education Ministry has announced changes to the start of the 2025-26 academic year. Schools will reopen as planned on Monday, September 1 for orientation, but will close on September 2 and 3. Now, orientation will continue September 4 and 5, with full classes starting on Monday, September 8. Now, President of the National Parent-Teacher Association, Stuart Jacobs, says the group supports the ministry's decision and parents are also in agreement.
We understand the importance of our children returning to school on time, and we appreciate the ministry's effort to safeguard the academic calendar. This approach strikes the right balance between supporting our country's democratic process and prioritizing our children's education.
While much has been made of the GLP's mass meeting in Halfway Tree on Sunday, where the Prime Minister announced the date for the general election, one of the moments that drew a forward is now a source of major controversy. A voice purported to be that of King's Counsel Katie Knight allegedly making disparaging comments that leader of the PNP, Mark Golding, should never be Prime Minister of the country. It was played to the jubilant audience. However, in a prompt response, Katie Knight has said, quote, "I have never at any time, in any forum or under any circumstances made a statement suggesting Mark Golding is unfit to be Prime Minister." And he described the tape as doctored and false. Now, Dr. Tufton has since responded, dismissing claims by the veteran attorney and former PNP cabinet minister that it was fake or altered. Mr. Knight has suggested the GLP's campaign committee, Dr. Tufton, will be hearing from his attorney. Now, we'll have details on this development in CVM News at 7. In other news, police are probing a triple shooting in Waterford that has left 3 people nursing wounds. It's alleged that around nightfall, an 18-year-old who's believed to be the intended target was seated on his rooftop at a wake on Kelmore Way when a lone gunman approached and opened fire, hitting him multiple times. It's also alleged that 2 elderly residents who were seated nearby were also struck. This includes a 70-year-old woman, and that's rather a 75-year-old woman and a 73-year-old man. Now, CVM News will have more in this at CVM News at 7. Effective September 2, the U.S. State Department is updating the requirements for non-immigrant visa interview waivers. A key change is the elimination of age-based exemptions for interviews, now meaning most applicants, including those under 14 and over 79 years old, will now need to attend an in-person interview. Speaking on CVM's Sunrise this morning, U.S. Attorney Opal Lee explained that the State Department is reverting to pre-pandemic policies.
So if your visa has expired, though, within the last 12 months instead of 48, you may be eligible to do that visa waiver. Of course, you must have been at least 18 years old when the visa was issued. If not, they're going to want you to go in so they can do, and you must have been fingerprinted as well. And you can't, if you're going on that category, on that basis, you can't have had any prior refusals, like visa refusals, or any overstays or anything like that.
Now, in St. James, residents from Norwood are set to receive legal land titles as part of the government's National Land Titling Program. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says provisions will be made for individuals who aren't finished paying for their respective titles.
So what we have said is that we're going to write off any amount owed that is 150,000 or less, so that people can get their titles now for, not having to be deprived of their title because there's a small balance owing. And so in short order, we will be notifying those persons who qualify that they can get their titles.
Meanwhile, Jamaica's world-renowned hospitality and tourism industry reportedly contributes approximately 33 to 34% of Jamaica's gross domestic product. As a result, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness broke ground to signal the opening of the Palace Grand Jamaica Resort Monday evening. Dr. Holness emphasized that while the brand is not Jamaica in origin, it has provided meaningful employment to the nation's youths.
When you came to Jamaica 10 years ago, in 2016, 2015, thereabout, Jamaica welcomed approximately 2.4 million tourists. So you would have seen the growth of our market. And it's not just growth in the number of visitors, it is growth in the value of tourism.
In the meantime, the government's social housing program is set to encompass 45 active construction projects which provide housing for the needy. Ground has been broken by Dr. Holness at the Haven Construction Development in Central Kingston.
Yes, I hear some people saying them look nice because we do things proper.
Central Kingston, one of the oldest residential areas in the Kingston and St. Andrew municipality, a seat once held by PNP President Michael Manley, but as time progressed, the population grew while development stalled. Historically, people in the area lived in tenement yards, characterized by poor infrastructure and overcrowding. It's why Prime Minister Andrew Holness, at a contract signing and groundbreaking ceremony for the Haven Housing Development, committed to providing affordable housing units for the residents.
Where we are standing, some of these units, some of these housing solutions are owned. People bought them, built their own homes, but that was over 100 years ago. You are looking at the attempts at social housing, and you are looking at the urban blight that has affected the community. You realize that there must be a significant and instrumental intervention in recovering the value that is here.
Prime Minister Holness also announced an initiative under the National Housing Trust, NHT, dubbed the Small Developers Program.
If you own land in communities like Central Kingston, you can partner with the NHT to have the structure that it is existing there, if it's an old structure or if there is no structure, to build on that land with greater density.
Things grew political as he chided naysayers from the opposition People's National Party, assuring if the problems were rectified under that administration, his intervention would not have been necessary.
Right here to 41 to 43 Hanover Street, which has been a challenge for a long time, before my time. I know that previous governments have attempted to build units here. When we build it, it lasts. When we build it, it improves the quality of life. Because if it were done right the first time, I would not have had to come back here to do it right now.
The Prime Minister broke ground for the development intended to impact over 18 beneficiaries.
And it's time for a break, but stay with us. More when we return.
Charge your electric vehicle with JPS. It's even more affordable than gas. Our Charge and Go network offers the fastest electric vehicle chargers, so you can power up in as little as 30 minutes. With over 39 charging points island-wide, you'll always find a convenient place to shop, eat, work, or relax while you recharge. The Charge Lab app and Charge and Go RFID card make it easy to pay and track your charge right from your phone. Start Charge. Learn more at jps.com/charge and go.
Jamaica, you ready? A pan time again. We're bringing the vibes to Kingston at Jamaica College. Sunday, August 31st, CB Chicken presents Pan, powered by CB Foods. Gates open at 12 noon, and the Caribbean Passion Kiddies Village is back. Find out who will be crowned the 2025 Pan Chicken Champion. Live performances by Kevin Downswell, Lila Ike, Giamar Mitchell, and many more. Admission is free. Roll out with the whole family on Sunday, August 31st, 12 noon at Jamaica College. One banana, powered by CB Foods.
From politics to global events, from social issues to breaking news, Lead Story Prime dives deeper, cuts through the noise, and uncovers the stories that shape your world. Join us every Tuesday at 8 p.m. for Lead Story Prime with me, George Davis, for an hour of incisive analysis, expert interviews, and unparalleled coverage of the issues you care about. Lead Story Prime, your front row seat to the most compelling discussions. Lead Story Prime, where the truth comes first. Only on CVM TV.
Welcome back to CVM News at noon. In news overseas, refugees in Kenya are about to lose a vital lifeline. The World Food Programme says it's forced to cut food aid because of reductions in global aid. Now, as Al Jazeera reports, that would affect nearly 800,000 people from South Sudan, Somalia, and the Democratic Republic of Congo.
The heat is relentless. The land is dry and yields very little. This is the Kakuma refugee camp in northwest Kenya. And for the hundreds of thousands of people here who have escaped violence and drought, food aid is all they have. Tantatin Mawazo is a Congolese refugee who says she can't do without these rations, which she gets every 2 months.
If there's no more food, I don't know what I'll do. There are no jobs here. I have no business. There's no other alternative for me.
The World Food Programme says donor money is running out. Most of the food comes from the U.S., but after USAID cuts, shipments have stopped. Now only the most vulnerable, families headed by children, the elderly, pregnant women, and disabled people will get rations. 30% of the population will get nothing at all.
We have refugees who are doing business, and we have refugees who've just recently arrived. We have child-headed households. So we are looking at each and every one based on who they are and trying to see if we can channel our assistance based on what their need is.
Now, CVM News asked our followers across our digital platforms who they believe would make a better Minister of National Security. The current Minister, Dr. Horace Chang, or his opposition counterpart, Peter Bunting. The results are in, and Dr. Chang came out on top across all platforms. On X, formerly Twitter, Dr. Chang secured a commanding 75% of the votes compared to Bunting's 25%. On Facebook, the race was closer, with Dr. Chang receiving 53% and Bunting 46%. Over on YouTube, Dr. Chang again dominated with 69% to Bunting's 31%. Now, the Instagram poll reflected the same split, with Dr. Chang at 69% and Bunting again at 31%. Overall, Dr. Horace Chang received 67% of the total votes, while Peter Bunting earned 33%. Now, another poll is now open, so we are encouraging you viewers to take a look and take the poll. We're up on another break. Next is Small Biz, Big Dreams.
Every dream conquered is another dream gained. I land and I fly again like a jet plane. Headed straight in your direction, 'cause I'm wiser, one step closer. I'm winning 'cause I work so hard. And the music keeps on playing, and the people them I say we are my show tonight. Oh, what a feeling, don't stop dreaming. Keep on believing in the power of the feeling. Whatever you want, take a chance. Song in your heart, step in your dance. You got a spark, don't put it down. Shine your lights on.
I'm not here to take someone's place. I am Ganga, and I have my own identity. Radhika needs you now. Please sit with her and go assure her that no matter what happens, you will never leave her side.
Handling the accounts of this is my responsibility. I will find out why this money is unaccounted for.
You have one night to make sure that you carry out your duties properly, Shiv, because from tomorrow, you will no longer have a role to play here.
No one is allowed to touch Parvati's things no matter what. No one at all. Least of all you.
Ganga.
Brought to you by
Hyundai or Hyundai. Attention registered voters! Remember to collect your renewed voter ID card before the upcoming general election. If you registered to vote in 2016 or after and did not get your new ID card, it may have been automatically renewed. Simply visit your EOJ constituency office to collect your voter ID card. Contact the Electoral Office of Jamaica at 888-991-VOTE or 922-0425-9 for more information.
The time by Subaru is 12:15.
Welcome back to CVM News at Noon. In this week's installment of Small Biz Big Dreams, we're stepping into a world where luxury meets local flavor. One local perfumer is blending the essence of Jamaica into scents that tell stories, and their latest creation is taking weddings to a whole new level. This is the story of Prince D. Bruce Perfumery.
The moment you step inside Prince de Bruce Perfumery, it's clear this is no ordinary fragrance shop. Each bottle tells a story. And for owner Edwin Bruce, that story begins right here in Kingston, Jamaica at their atelier on Central Avenue.
I always say to persons that it didn't start with an academic practice. For me, it started with just smelling. You know, I used to sell fruits a lot with my mom in the market growing up. That was our livelihood. And so it somehow trained me unintentionally. And so because there was no intention of getting into perfumery. I never heard of a perfumer in terms of in the context of a profession before, you know, I started into perfumery. So for me, that's where it started.
While working at a perfume house in New York, Edwin Bruce was given the nickname The Nose. At first, he thought it was racist, but he later realized it was a recognition of his extraordinary olfactory senses, a talent that defines his craft.
I started working in New York about 91, thereabout, in a perfume house. And they usually call me then The Nose. I did not like that name at all. All I heard was, your nose is big, or that it was coming from a racist point of view. These were all just interpretations of because of my environment and things that I was used to back home and, you know, what I was taught. So when you start to describe body parts, especially white persons, then the guy said to me, no, that's actually a moniker for a great perfumer. You are so good at what you do.
Now trained formally at perfume school, Bruce handcrafts signature scents infused with island staples like zesty lemongrass and rich Jamaican coffee. It's a fusion of science, art, and national pride.
When my mom asked me to come to Jamaica with the brand, that was probably the primary thought. To be able to create relationships, you know, scents that would resonate. So of course, one of my bestsellers is the Blue Mountain that I created. And so the idea of using a lot of what we call the oriental scents, the spices, the pimentos, the cinnamon, and the sativas, the cannabis, very good cannabis flower to make a scent. And I find those don't stay on the shelf. They usually go out by order.
Running a perfume house isn't just about the art. It's a business that requires strategy, relationships, and a keen sense of the market.
I do not permit or allow anyone to walk out of here wishing they could. I'm going to find a way. And in doing so, you find that those persons become ambassadors for you. We do 2 different sizes as it relates to customization. The 50 mLs are for $15,000 and the